let's see. It's morning time. It's actually pretty early. I'm eating breakfast with Boo right now. Where am I in history right now? What time am I in history? Because when we look back and we see these things, videos that were shot and pictures that were taken during this time period, it's going to be part of history. Lots going on. It is June 16th, so it is now 3 months now since schools officially closed in my state for the pandemic. So what's going on in the outer world? Well, the pandemic still rages through the world. We're not really covering it much here in this country, the United States, because we've got the racial riots happening, and some days that's almost too much to absorb. A couple days ago, another individual lost his life in an altercation with the cops in Atlanta. I guess he was sleeping in his car. There was an altercation with the cops. He lost his life. I don't know all the details because some days I don't think it matters about the details. I think what matters is that this is still happening, and it's happening over and over and over again. And that's how I feel. That's how I feel. Like, well, I have a hard time processing why the world is like this right now. But I think the point here is that we do need to address a very serious illness in this world, which, and I'm not even talking about the pandemic, I'm talking about systemic racism. I don't know. I mean, the moment we decide that there's any arbitrary reason why somebody should be considered inferior and somebody should be considered superior, then at that point you've stopped really, you've stopped relating to somebody on a human level, and you've started to turn it into some sort of a twisted science experiment. And we're not science experiments, we're people, all of us. White, black, male, female, male to female, female to male, Christian, Jewish, Muslim, short, tall, fat, skinny. And I'm sitting here next to this very innocent little guy. And I just see him, and I just want him to have a good world to live in. I see you. You want some more food? I just want him to have a good world to live in, and sometimes I wonder if he's going to. There are times when I start to think to myself, was it fair to bring a baby into this world? But then I get to a point where I'm like, you know what? What's not fair is to question whether he should exist. He absolutely should exist. He's an example of what's right in this world. Innocence and, just this blank slate. What shouldn't exist in this world is systemic racism and hatred and violence and anger and confusion and disease. This is we have a lot of that in 2020, and I hope we look back on this in a couple of years and say we got through it. But some days it doesn't feel like we're going to get through it and be the same afterwards, and that's okay. That's okay. I was talking to somebody the other day. I had some serious reproductive issues, and I wasn't sure what was going to happen if I was going to get through the trials that I was going through. And I had surgery, and the surgery was very painful, and it took a while to heal from. But then I came out from the other side of the surgery, and I was capable of having a baby afterwards. And I try to remember that in myself. Like, the world is sick right now. And I think what we need is, we need to go through and confront this period of discomfort and pain, because breaking it so that we can fix it again. Breaking what's not working so that we can fix it again. Even as painful as it is to go through, maybe healing will take place afterwards. And maybe beautiful things will be possible afterwards. And I think I'm going to leave you with that, because he's getting a little impatient, this beautiful little guy. So we need to keep going. We need to persevere so that beautiful things can happen in the future. All right. I'll see you guys next time.